Hey guys, today I finished a project and I was really excited about it, and it's a gift, so it's going to be out of my hands shortly. So before I do that, I wanted to share it with all of you. Part of why I'm so excited is this project took a long time and I did a few different versions of it that failed before I completed it successfully. And the project I finished is this necklace that I'm wearing. It's two interlocked wooden rings that I carved from one piece of wood, so they weren't two separate pieces to start out with. They're all one piece of wood, and it was very hard, and I'm gonna tell you how I did it. So I did not have the foresight to document the process of making this as I was making it, and so the pieces I'm gonna show you are from my failed attempts, but I think you'll be able to get the idea. So you're gonna start with a rectangular block of wood, and on the top of it, that is a square, you're gonna make a cross with pencil. You're gonna wanna do it a little bit more precisely than I'm doing it right now, because this is just to show you what I did. When I did it for real, I measured it out to make sure it was, a perfect cross. And then on each side, where the lines hit the long side, you just pull those straight down. Again, you wanna be really precise, because then once you have your guidelines in pencil, you're gonna cut away all of the corners until you just have a long, elongated three-dimensional cross left. So all that will be left is the thin cross section of the cross. So here's a different piece of wood that illustrates that. This is from one of my failed attempts, so it's not completely done, but you can see in two sides I've cut away everything except the cross from the top. It's a very rough example, but hopefully you can get the idea. So then what you do is you kind of draw the rings, and you kind of have to pretend like one of the sides that is protruding towards you is not there, and draw it as if it's flat. So you can kind of see that there's the circle, pretending like this isn't protruding, and then you draw the other ring on the other side coming down. And I'm a visual learner, so I don't expect anybody to understand what I just said, so here's my kind of crude drawing of that. And here you see the lower one comes into the middle of the first one, and I didn't cut away this side so you can't really see, but it would extend on this side if I had finished this block of wood, which I didn't. So then you're just gonna cut away everything that is not what you drew, starting with the outside, and eventually you will come to this. So you're gonna have two circles that bisect each other, and this is the failed one, or one of the failed ones, so you can see it broke, but you can kind of tell how we get from step 1 to step 2, or 3 to 4, or whatever number step we're on. We're pretty far through the steps. And so then you can see the next step was to cut away from the middle, which is where it gets really tricky and things start to crumble, because if you cut away too much or if you apply too much force, it gets really fragile and it starts to break. But if you go really carefully and slowly, you will eventually have two connected rings that are loose but connected, and it's like, whoa, how did you do that? That's amazing, it's magic. And I did that with this one, but I didn't like this one. I didn't like how it was kind of lopsided, and I made it out of this really light wood, and I tried to stain it, and it kind of came out blotchy, and I didn't like that. And I wasn't happy with it. It looked a little messy. They weren't as round as I liked. You can see they're a little bit kind of lopsided. So I decided to start over. I started over with a darker wood so that I wouldn't have to stain it, and I could just leave it its natural color with just a varnish so that it would really bring out the wood grain. And I took what I learned from my failures so that this time, I didn't make the mistakes that I had in the past, and I was really, really pleased with how it turned out. So here they are, my beautifully round and delicate interlocked rings. And as you can see, I decided to loop these chains kind of like that and then secure them at the other end with the clasps to make it a little bit easier. I didn't want to risk forcing something onto these wooden rings just in case I don't know, I was just really scared that they were gonna break. So yeah, it was a lot of work, but it feels really good to have succeeded, and I hope my friend likes her necklace. It is now a combined Christmas gift and birthday gift, so she better like it. Let me know if you've done a project that took multiple attempts to get right and how good it felt when you finally did in the comments below, and I'll talk to you next time. Mwah!